I feel enriched by having the symphony here and then by having these wonderful programs for the youth of our city.
I see the enormous value of the youth orchestra program to the overall mission of the organization, from the point of view both of teaching the youth of today to be the musicians of tomorrow, but most importantly in creating the audience of tomorrow who will continue the life of the organization from generation to generation.
When I was a youngster in the 4th grade, all Henrico kids were taken down to hear the Richmond Symphony. And that early introduction to the symphony was one of the most important things in my life.
When I sat down and looked down at that orchestra and heard them tune up, and I heard the live sound of real orchestra music, I got so excited, and I wanted to do that.
Having our orchestra, our professional musicians give back to the community is marvelous. So to have an educational program that is the symphony's outreach to the community, I just think it makes Richmond culturally a stronger city.
I do some teaching. As part of my Richmond Symphony job, we go to some of the public schools in the area.
The symphony at school helped make my job a lot easier. I'd always say you can be in the youth symphony program, but you need to do this, this, and this. But when the musicians would come in and tell them the same thing, they would go home and work. It has helped not only their instrument playing, but also in their other studies.
Well, the skill of learning music is enormous, but there's a lot of other things. There's a discipline with learning music that is important to life skills. Music touches people. Music brings them in touch with themselves. It brings them in contact with other people.
The point is not to be training the next generation of professional musicians. That happens, and we're lucky enough to have alumni of Rizzo in the Richmond Symphony, which I think is a fantastic part of the history. But that's really not the most important thing. We want to help produce well-rounded individuals.
We're educating future audiences. We're educating the kids' parents and relatives that the symphony is here.
Come to appreciate what a treasure it is for the Richmond community and the young people in this community. We now have things like Come and Play, where anybody that plays an instrument and wants to play with the Richmond Symphony comes to the Siegel Center and had 600 participants plus the symphony. It was just fabulous.
Community engagement, for sure.
I think that the fact that more and more kids are continuing to be a part of the program and able to enter at very different levels is extremely important for not just the future success of the program, but the future success of our city and the people who live there. These are our leaders of tomorrow, and to have this broad kind of education and connection to the symphony and to the arts in general is just an enormously important part.